keep that toilet paper.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Are you here? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Julian.
Did I get a tooth removed from you? Yep, I did. Okay. So, like I said, we had finished the 13-story treehouse. It's time to read the 26. Yes, kids. 26. I am already a child. Okay. The 26th story. Maybe I should do that. There. Okay. So, we are going to be reading the 26th story treehouse. Let's just get into it. Julian can watch too. No, we're not up to the contents. Okay. Okay. Chapter 1, the 26-story treehouse. Hi, my name is Andy. This is my friend Terry. We live in a tree. Okay. Well, when I say tree, I mean treehouse. And when I say treehouse, I don't just mean any old treehouse. I mean a 26-story treehouse. It used to be a 13-story treehouse, but we've added another 13 stories. So what are you waiting for? Come on up. This is it. The treehouse. One part and the other. Maybe I should take this one down. So then, yeah. We've added a dodgem car rink, a skate ramp with a crocodile pit hazard, a mud fighting arena, a gravity chamber, an ice skating pond with real life ice skating penguins, a recording studio. Come on. A mechanical bull called Kevin, an ATM that's an automatic tattoo machine, in case you didn't know. Go with that. An ice cream parlour with 78 flavours, run by an ice cream serving robot called Edward Scooper Hands. And the Maze of Doom, a maze so complicated that nobody who has gone in has ever come out again. And that's one part, and then the other. As well as being our home, the treehouse is also where we make books together. I write the words and Terry draws the pictures. As you can see, we've been doing this for quite a while now. Sure, Terry can be a bit annoying at times. That's one part. But mostly we get on pretty well. Chapter 2, the story of how we met. Hey, don't put that in your mouth. It's limited edition. Chapter 2, the story of how we met. If you're like most of our readers, you're probably wondering how Terry and I met. Well, it's a long story, and it's a pretty exciting one, and it starts like this. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a very big city. And in that very big city, there was a very tall tower. And at the top of that tower, there was an apartment. And in that apartment, there lived a little boy who was very lonely. Ring, 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 ring. Yeah, ring, 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 ring. Excuse me for a minute. That's our video phone. I better answer it. It's probably Mr. Big Nose, our publisher. Yep, I was right. It's Mr. Big Nose. Nobody else in the world has a nose that big. What took you so long? He says. I'm a busy man, you know. But it was only 6 rings, I say. Don't argue, he says. I'm a busy man. I don't have time to argue. How's the new book going? So far so good, I say. I'm telling the story of how Terry and I met. Great idea, says Mr. Big Nose. How did you two clowns meet anyway? Okay, bye.
I just want to see if the gap's bigger. I really want to see.
Yeah, it's bigger. Okay. Yep. How did you... Stop. Well, it's a long story, I say, but it's a pretty exciting one. And I don't have time to listen to long stories, says Mr. Big Nose. Save it for the book. Just make sure it's on my desk by next Friday. The screen goes blank. Friday? But that's only next week. That doesn't leave much time. I better get moving now. Now, where was I? Let me see. The faraway land, the big city, the very tall tower, the apartment. No, don't get that Ushi out. Oh, now you're doing that. I got that for Christmas. The apartment and the lonely little boy. Durian, give me that. Okay, fine, you can play with it for a bit. Okay, and the little boy. No, Durian, be quiet. I'm making a video. Andy, says Terry, bursting into the kitchen. We've got a problem. What sort of problem? I say. The sharks are sick. What's the matter with them? They ate my underpants. Okay, that's chapter 2 finished. Do we have enough time? Yeah, well, I've probably got enough time. Chapter 3. Why the sharks ate Terry's underpants. I look at Terry for a minute, as I try to understand what he just said. I'm sorry, I say. I must have misheard you. It sounded like you said the sharks ate your underpants. I did say that, says Terry, and now the sharks are really sick. They're just lying on the bottom of the tank moving. But why did they eat your underpants, I say. I mean, how did they even get them? Well, he says, I came up with the idea of using the shark tank to wash my underpants. I dangled a dummy over the top of the water, and the sharks thought it was a real person, and were jumping all around trying to bite it. And that churned up the water, you know, like in a washing machine. Dreams. So then I put my underpants on the end of a stick and lowered them in the water. But the sharks were jumping around so much, they knocked the underpants off the stick, and then they ate them. Now the sharks are just lying on the bottom of the tank, and they've gone a weird green colour. You know, Terry has done some... Wait, what? You know, Terry has done some dumb things in the past, but this has got to be the dumbest ever. Top 5 dumbest things Terry has ever done. That's one, and then that's the other. Okay, do I have enough time? No, I'm probably going to end it here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you like these Treehouse books. And obviously subscribe if you're new, and tap the notification bell besides that. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.